Welcome to episode of You Love Comic Books. This is a YouTube show showcasing my recent comic book hauls, comic speculations, and stuff from my collection. All right, I have an awesome haul for you. This is a massive dollar bin haul from 2 different stores. I found some incredible books here. So before I get into this amazing haul, do me a favor and smash that like button. Leave a comment. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Become part of the You Love Comic Books conversation. Smash that bell for notifications. All right, let's get into this. Okay, so this was a store I haven't been to in a while. And I knew last time I talked to the guy that he was going to be putting in a dollar bin section because he just bought a massive collection and he was going to put stuff in the dollar bins. And I was like, all right, I want to check this out. I found some cool stuff over in the past, but he's never really had a dollar bin before. So I was like, all right. And my son likes to go to this other store nearby. I drop him off there. He could spend hours there, and I could spend hours in this store. And, yeah, I went through the bins. And the thing is, though, on a Saturday, the bins are $2. Actually, they're $2 all week. They're $1 on Sunday. But I didn't know that until I went there Saturday. But I'm going to show you a couple books I picked up when they were just $2. Because I could not pass this up. And also, I didn't have time to go through everything. Supergirl number 2. It's a DC Universe logo variant. That's really cool. Extremity number 1. Kind of like an ash can for this Daniel Warren Johnson series. That's really awesome. Stormwatch 38. Second appearance of a bunch of different Watch Authority characters. But also, I think, first appearance as well of some Authority characters. So that's really cool. And then this is a big issue. And these were $2 each, to be clear. Stormwatch number 37. First appearance of Jenny Sparks. Hawksmoor, I think his name is. The Engineer, possibly. I know there's a whole bunch of Authority characters that first appear in this. So Stormwatch 37. And I picked up 2 copies. And I looked it up. These last sell recently for like $50 to $60 each. So I couldn't pass those up. I was like, but I was like, I might be able to come back here the next day, and I did, and that's and by going in on a Sunday, everything that I looked at afterwards was just $1. So now it's officially a dollar bin. So Catwoman number 66 with this awesome Mona Lisa cover. This was actually in one bag. I didn't realize it until I got home. Saga of Crystal. I can't even speak. Saga of Crystal, Crystal Warrior. 2 copies of issue 1, both in great condition. That's really cool. The Nam 41. This is kind of an interesting comic. It's like, the Nam's not supposed to take place technically in like the Marvel Universe, even though they've done issues with the Punisher in it. I guess this is, I don't know, I'm going to have to read it. It's like people reading the comics, I guess, in the real world or whatever. That's really cool, though. I always wanted to get this issue. Quazar number 60, last issue of the series. Spider-Man Unlimited number 3. This is based on the cartoon that came out of the same name. It was an oddball cartoon. It only lasted like 1 year. It was like a straight, like Spider-Man ends up on like Counter Earth. I don't know. It was weird. But they made a comic, and I thought it was only 4 issues, but then I saw this one. They had issue 5, and it says the Counter Earth clashes you demand Spidey versus Wolverine. And this might be also the last issue of the series. So, that's pretty cool. Supergirl, number 26. I think this is supposed to be her first meeting with Lobo. But this is like that weird Lobo from the New 52. Where they wanted to make him like he was like a character from Twilight or something. But this one that picked up had a bit of value because it was like the first team up, technically, or whatever, of Lobo and Supergirl. So that's pretty cool. Lobo is going to be in the Supergirl movie, played by Jason Momoa. This is pretty cool, and that's coming out next year. Amazing Spider-Man, number 20, the 100-page monster. This book has a bit of value. I never see, and it's hard to come by, so I'm happy to grab that. That's pretty cool. Speaking of which, Guy Gardner, number 17, DC Universe logo variant, first issue where the Guy Gardner series becomes Warrior. So that's really awesome. Kamicazi number 1. This is a series from Now Comics, and this has the first preview appearance of Speed Racer in comics. So that's pretty cool. This book had spiked a bit a couple years ago because there was an announcement of a TV show. I don't think it ever happened. Whatever. Obviously it never happened. Will it? Who knows? Superman 3. This is the movie adaptation. This is really cool. I always wanted to get it. It's always like really beaten up in the if it's in a dollar bin, it's usually really beaten up or they're asking way too much for it. But here's the back cover. That's pretty cool too. This movie was like a weird film. You know, it had Richard Pryor in it. It was just kind of a mess. But it does have that one scene. Actually, I wonder if it's in here. It's that one scene. I saw this in theater. I was like 4. Oh, yeah, this is it. Here it is. They're going to show it. They're going to show it. Oh, yeah, this part. When she gets caught in and she gets turned into a robot, this part was so freaky. And then she comes out and looks all crazy. That was actually an amazing scene. Okay, and then this is pretty cool. Secret Origins, starring Suicide Squad. This is the first appearance of Rick Flag Sr. He was kind of the protagonist, is that the right word? For in Peacemaker Season 2. He's also been played by, man, what's that guy's name? Oh, he was like an MMA fighter. He was in Marvel. I totally forgot his name. He's not. His name's not Rick Flag Sr., I can tell you that. So that's pretty cool. Overkill #1. Witchblade, Aliens, Darkness, Predator team up or battle. So it's a 2-part prestige story. That's really awesome. Barbed Wire movie special #1 with the Pamela Anderson cover. Happy to grab that. This is pretty cool. The Aliens Universe. This is a kind of like a ash can. I looked it up. This thing just sold recently for $25, so I was happy to pick that one up. This one I couldn't pass up. Anything Goes. They had a bunch of other issues, but this is the one that had the Ninja Turtles on the cover. And I don't know if they're in the other issues. I didn't really look, but for just $1, I figured I'd pick it up. This is from '86. It has the date '86 on here. I mean, that's really, really early in the Ninja Turtle run. So that's really awesome. This is like a anthology series of like different indie titles, and the first couple of pages is the Ninja Turtles. So that's awesome. Megalomaniacal Spider-Man #1 for Peter Bagg, famous for doing Hate. That's cool. Batman the Outsiders #12. The she-samurai versus her husband to the death. To love and honor and destroy. Now the thing is, the only reason why I picked this up, I knew it right away when I did pick it up in the store. I rebagged. Actually, it wasn't even in bagged. I take it back. It wasn't boarded, but I picked it up and had a little bit of weight, and I was like, it's got a newsstand. It's from the early '80s. And you know why it has a little more weight on it? It's because it's a Mark Jewelers. That's right. It's not a haul on You Love Comic Books if I don't have a Mark Jewelers in it. Punisher War Journal '74 and '73, starring, I forgot her name. She becomes like the second Punisher or something. So that's pretty cool. All right, that's the last issues from the dollar bin from this store. And then I made a boo-boo. I was going through their bins real quick, and I went through the Absolute section. Absolute Batman's like on fire. You can't find back issues of it. And I saw this, and I was like, oh, this must be too good to be true. Because when I got home, I realized it was too good to be true. Absolute Batman #4. It's kind of going for like $20 to $25 right now. And I was like, ooh, I'd mind this to resell. It'll basically pay for the dollar bin. And then I put it up, and then I look, and I realize it's a freaking 4th printing. Brr, brr. Whatever. That's what happens when you're rushing, you know? Usually reprints now always have like, I don't know, like big differences. I probably the background color is different. Okay, this is from another store that I went to and went through their dollar bins, and I found even crazier books than this one. But to start with, here's just a free book. They have a free section, and I saw this, so I was like, oh, I'll grab it. Eternals #1, 12-issue limited series. They had a 12-issue run in the mid '80s, so that's pretty cool for free. It's like okay condition, whatever. Who cares? Alf #22. I honestly don't know why I got this, but I just think it's funny. And you got Colossus, an Alf version of Colossus. As you can see, he's a little furry, kicking Alf out. This is really good. And this thing's in really nice condition. Iron Man 250. Kind of like a, 100 issues after 150. It's kind of like a sequel to that Doctor Doom Iron Man storyline where they go back to like Camelot. As you can see, it says to save Camelot on here. So then this one I couldn't believe, and this thing's in really, really nice condition. Two Daredevil. These are all dollar bin, just to want to make sure. Daredevil 270. First appearance of Blackheart. That's awesome. And then I saw these in the dollar bin, and I was like, what? Transformers the movie #3 in a newsstand. This thing's in phenomenal condition. Transformers the movie #2, decent condition, again in a newsstand. That's awesome. I think I have the full series, but I might have an extra issue #1 that I can marry these with, so that's pretty cool. 2 copies of Transformers issue 4. Now I'm thinking are these first prints? I don't know. I remember as a kid getting the bag and getting home that they sell a bag of the 4 issues at the stores, and I remember getting home being a little disappointed because the first issue was a 3rd print, and I think the 4th one was always a first print in these bags. So these are first prints because I should check the other one, but you know what? I don't really care. So that's awesome. All right, these are great. These are 2 more issues from Transformers. I was shocked to see these in the dollar bin. These things are in really nice condition. #72 in a newsstand. This is late in the run. The series ends, I think, at 81, and these issues start to get pretty hard to get. So that's awesome. And Transformers 73. So that's pretty sweet. I was shocked to see any of those Transformers. When I saw those, I was like, I just grabbed them all. I grabbed all the Transformers they had in the dollar bin. Okay, these are the last couple of books, couple of awesome issues. So before I show these, do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Leave a comment if you feel like doing it already. Smash that subscribe button. Hit that bell for notifications. All right, let's get into it. X-Men Origins #1 one-shot. They did a whole series of X-Men Origin one-shots for a whole bunch of different things. Iceman. The Beast. It looks weird. Colossus. That's not a good cover. That's not that great of a cover of Colossus. I would have had you want to have like a full body shot. He's all like metal and weird looking. I don't know. This is a cool one. X-Men Origins one-shot Cyclops. Now I was looking these up. There's 2 bigger issues out of all these. Some of these do have a little bit of value. But I'll show you the 2 that have the most in the end. X-Men Origins #1 shot Jean Grey. That's really cool with a Peter Mayhew cover. That's awesome. Emma Frost #1 one shot X-Men Origins. That's really cool. This Sabertooth is pretty cool with a Dan Panaghian art and cover. Okay, almost done, guys. X-Men Origins #1 one-shot Wolverine. That's pretty cool. Deadpool. X-Men Origins one-shot Deadpool. So that has a bit of value as well. That's really cool. But the one that has the most value, and this thing's in phenomenal condition too. And now I saw this and I grabbed it. This thing's like a $50 book. I'm not really sure why. It just is. It sells for that. Gambit, X-Men Origins Gambit #1. So that was really cool in the dollar bins. So yeah, this was a pretty phenomenal haul. Getting all these Transformer books was pretty damn cool. Some of these awesome dollar bins from the other store, and then obviously these weren't dollar bins at the time, but getting these, that was pretty amazing. Getting 2 of those. So yeah, this was an awesome haul. So if you haven't done so already, do me a favor, hit that like button, leave a comment, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications. Check out the links at all my videos for my Instagram, where I show stuff from the hauls and stuff from my collection. Also, click on the links for my eBay, where I sell comics, trades, toys, video games, vintage tees, records, and more. All right. And also, if you like these type of videos and you like the information I'm giving you or whatever, do me a favor, hit that thank you button. I would appreciate it so much. So you guys see a previous video here, you guys see a previous video there. You guys smash the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.